Hi, so this section is again about arcing because this is going to be a huge tool to this course, but it's going to be more seated arcing. So you can do it in an office, at home, in the car, obviously on the plane. It might vary in movement though, obviously, if you're limited for space, or out in public. So it will be more about that. So we've talked about Play-Doh bodies and how we mould ourselves into these positions if you're hunched over a desk or something. And you might be wondering why I'm holding, you saw a glimpse of that, holding some Duplo in my hands. Okay, I've got Duplo here, my son's Duplo. So I want you to now visualise your body in these segments. Okay, there's 9 segments to your body. There's your head, your neck, your top sort of underneath the pectoral area. Then it goes mid sort of abdominals. Then you've got your hips. And then you've got like your glute area. Okay. You've got your feet down here. You've got upper thigh. And you've got your calf area here. So 9 sections. So these are your feet. This is your head. And obviously we've got everything in between. We want all this stacked nicely on top of each other so we can utilise our best position through motion, through exercise, through being at work or whatever it is to stop us from having pain. If I was to do something like this, okay, so this is, what's that? That's the neck, that's the upper, that's the, okay, this is more lower ab area. If this is over to one side, sort of then radiating into your hips, I'm actually going to move that over and then move that back. Okay, like this. This is actually not far off of what our body can do. Obviously, you won't have these huge gaps, you'll be over and out, but your body is trying to constantly balance itself off. So your head will try and always be over the hip area, and this is the middle section here. So it will always be trying to balance itself off, and that might be hard to stand up as well, and it feels like very weighty and it's just falling out my hand. So yes, it was unbalanced, okay? It's the same sort of principle in your body. Again, it's physics. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do some arcing and hopefully use it. So grab yourself a chair and we'll do some pre-testing beforehand, okay? Right, so pre-testing. I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to show you from the side. Okay, so at the moment I'm trying to stay in my neutral. I've done my arcing and so on. But if I was, say I've got my head forward. Okay, this is actually a common position I see. I've got my hips pushed forward and my head is pushed forward. My head is actually trying to rebalance itself over the heaviest point of my body, which is probably this area. So it's doing its hardest, okay? And then obviously I'm getting neck and shoulder pain, backache, whatever else, breathing problems perhaps, digestive issues, that kind of thing. So if I'm in this position, then if I do my pre-tests, that's as much as I can lift my arm up. I can't go any further. So if you feel that this is a similar body pattern, I'm going to bring my arm up to the side. It's as high as I can go. All right, okay. So if you're that sort of person, then you feel your pre-test. But if I'm pre-testing in my own position, then I'm probably about there. I'm not forcing it too much. I'm not going beyond a range. I'm taking it where I feel. I'm just doing my pre-test. What I'm also looking at is weight of arm. So check your weight of your arm as well. Do they feel heavy? When you try and bring your arm up, does your head protrude, like come back even more forward? Okay. So it's those sort of things you're looking for. Now I'm going to do some arcing. I'm also going to do it seated as well. So if I then take it into my arc, I exhale, push down, breathe in, inhale, eyes just open and settle. Then I do my tests. I have a further range of movement now. My arm also feels lighter. I can go a little bit higher each time. And that is just what I've been talking about these Lego bricks, that I've just popped my segments sort of back in place because over time, that our segments kind of come out. So if I was a Lego brick, then it would be that sort of position, wouldn't it? These would sort of be outwards, and so on. Anyway, Seated arcing. Grab yourself a chair. Whenever you are sitting on a chair, always make, and this is at work, this is when you are at your sofa, on your sofa chilling out as well, always make sure your knees are lower than your hips. Now the reason for that, okay, so I'm always going to try and make sure that my knees are lower than the hips. Now this is quite a subtle difference on me. I'd probably prefer a little bit more height, but my knees are, however, lower than my hips, but it's not difficult for me because I'm not the tallest person. Now the reason for that is you have space in your hip which will keep your back longer. If your knees up, then you will shorten your back, and this is a sort of position you end up in. Head forward, tilted pelvis, rounded shoulders, back problem, ouch, basically. So make sure that you're, if you're at work, that if you have an adjustable chair, I hope you do, or if you haven't, then bring a few things to sit on, wedges or pillows or something to give you a bit of a boost so that you are, so your knees are lower than your hips. If you are a tall person and all these things are no-go, then go a little bit longer with your legs. Okay, so again, you have space in your hip rather than being so direct underneath, because you might even get a knee issue as well with that. Okay, so seated arcing, like I said, can be done on a plane, can be done at work. I know people who do it in their meetings. Yeah, it can be done whenever, at home, before you get out of bed, sit on the end of the bed, and so on. So hands are going to be into your hips for this one. I'm going to show you two different types of arc in this section. So I'm going to slide my hands forward. Okay, I'm going to breathe out there. Then I'm going to slide my hands back, push down into your legs and push down with your feet into the ground to inhale, come up and settle. Okay, so I'm going to show that again. I'm going to slide my hands forward. My back moves back towards the back of the chair. Exhale. Slide hands forward, back. Push your fingers or hands into the legs and push your feet into the ground. Inhale, come up. And relax. Right, now just check your position here. I feel like I have gained in height. I feel a lot longer, and I feel my chest I've got more depth to my chest, like my chest is out actually. So that might be good for some ladies who wish they had a bigger bust. But yeah, you feel like you have this volume, and that's what exactly that one does. It brings volume to your chest. So if you have a neck or shoulder problem, maybe that's the type of arc you want to do. Okay, I'm going to show you a different arc now. Okay, so I'm going to have my hands by my knees this time. Again, I'm going to move my back towards the back of the chair, so I tilt my pelvis, I breathe out. This time, I'm going to push with my feet, push my hands into my legs, but I'm going to come forward, so I'm looking between my legs. Then I'm going to give another push, I'm going to come up as if I'm coming out of water. Breathe in. And then settle. Yeah, do it again. Again, push your hips forward. Back moves back, hands stay where they are. Exhale. Come forward so you're looking between your feet. Push your hands into your knees. Push your feet to the ground. Inhale. As if you're coming out of water. Good. Now, there should be some sort of change here as well. So for me, it's this area here. So what you've done is you've lengthened out, you've gained space through your ribs, which is so essential. We need that space, we need that for our back. So this is, you know, you can always use that. If you were on a plane, you haven't got the movement, it might look something like this. So I'll just go through that one. I would slide a little bit, slide hands back, push down, breathe in. It'll be a little bit. Or there's the traction, which is a little lift. Okay, so the traction will just unweight those vertebrae to make everything a lot better. Now if you come back to standing, we do our pre-tests again. Obviously you can do your pre-tests in seated as well. You can do that if you wanted to. So now you've done a load of arcing, do your tests again. So have you got more range of movement with your upper body? If you've taken photos right at the beginning, you might want to take some more photos now, see if there's change. Your limbs should feel lighter, things are just popped into place, and you might even feel a bit more grounded on your feet. So that's seated arcing. So you can do your standing arcing if you really like your standing arcing, or if you feel that you're some way where you can't do your standing arcing and you really need to reset yourself and come out of some awkward body pattern that you've been in for a couple of hours, then get yourself onto a chair and do a little bit, and it can be a small range of movement and can be unnoticed. You can even do it at the dinner table and no one would ever know you're doing it. So I hope this is helpful. If you've got any questions, contact me. Speak to you later.